Hey, hey, hey. How's everyone doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Listen, I am going to play a quick excerpt of what speaker we have on the platform today. As you guys know, my name is Janae. I am the host of Real Talk with Real Women Grinding, where we come each and every Thursday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to bring you a phenomenal queen in their own right. We have mothers, daughters, sisters, aunts, cousins, whatever, companions, boss ladies. They do corporate America 9 to 5. They do a little bit of everything, right? But the purpose of this show is to feature them, to spotlight them, and to show that they're just like you and me, and to also encourage others who are maybe in entrepreneurship or as a corporate 9 to 5, or even guess what? The house mom or the stay-at-home mom or the homeschool mom that guess if let's just say if you feel like you're stuck or you're like, oh my gosh, today is another day and I just don't seem like I'm progressing. These stories, these real life journeys of these women are to inspire you, to encourage you, to let you know that you're not alone. We are in this together. So with that being said, let me move myself out of the way and bring up this video clip of our next speaker.
About travel industry, talking about email marketing. See, when it comes down to email marketing, I'll tell you one thing, right? It's simple. I would I I know that with email marketing and travel, it's really all about selling experience rather than, just selling, right? And if there's anything that sells faster is when you're able to give people what exactly they want to see, right? We are in this visual space, and with travel, it basically goes down with the visual, right? We want to see what we are buying. We want to feel it. We want to, don't just say it, we want to feel it, right? And that's basically what email marketing, one of the benefits email marketing is going to be bringing to the table for you. So with email marketing, you'll be selling the experience and not just selling your offers, right? Talking about
Yes, so you guys heard that. That is none other than this beautiful queen, Miss T.C. Oakley, who, guess what, you guys? She is across the pond in the United Kingdom. And I showed that clip because that was a master class that she did for the individuals in my industry, only because of the relationship we built. And I was like, hey, she was like, she hit me up in my DM. She's like, I would love to share, my expertise with your field. And I was like, well, can you cater it to those in the travel industry? As a matter of fact, we're working on this particular platform. And she was like, absolutely. And when I tell you, this young lady did a wonderful job, she tailored it specifically to our industry. Mind you, she's not in the travel industry, but she tailored it to the travel industry. But don't worry, she will be, because if you know about her, if you check her out on Instagram and all the different pages, she loves life beyond itself. And as a mom and as a wife, she still enjoys the things that we should do as entrepreneurs or even as a family. And that's what, spend time with your who? Family. But we're so busy just diving into the day-to-day routines, the day-to-day grinds. Well, she said enough is enough. She said, I want to live my life, but yet still I want to be able to take care of my children and still make money, take care of my husband, but still to make money. She said it has to be a better way. So she created a better way. She found a need and she helped to fill it by her own creative design. She is the CEO, co-founder of TC Industries. Basically, so what she does is, and I'm not gonna steal all her thunder, but this is Women's History Month, y'all. So I got to promote these pioneers and what they do in their particular field. So the day-to-day things that we need to do: automation. Automation. Like, she's been doing automation before automation was really blowing up to be a huge thing, right? Because she found the need and she needed to do something to free up her time. Life happened. So with life, she found some experience to do that. And in her experience, she helped to recreate it to help people like you and me, right? So automation being not just like the mundane of just okay, you have a system because some people have to buy systems to have these things. No, she's like just simple things of like email. She has simple things such as like your calendar, your digital calendar, showing you how to color code it, how to put those reoccurring meetings that you have all the time on there, so things won't get in your spot. But again, like I said, y'all, I want to steal all her thunder, but I want to introduce to some and reintroduce to others this young lady from the United Kingdom. Yep, you heard right, all the way across the pond, right here, right now on our show, none other than Miss TC Okri. Hello, lovely. How are you? There you go.
Hey, I'm awesome. I'm awesome. Thank you so much for that
You
beautiful
looking mighty fine,
introduction. Thank
mighty
you
fine
so
from
much.
across. Look, you looking mighty fine for it to be. How? What time is it over
Okay, so it's still about 5:39.
there? Listen, her whole day is already done, y'all. It's time to have dinner and get the children to bed. Like, but I thank you for coming on with my sincerest heart. But tell us, I told them a little bit about you, but not everything because I don't want to steal the fire. But tell the people what I did not tell them about Miss TC, the automation queen.
Mm. Okay, so I think one part that I love to talk about is my kids. So I have two, so they're twins, boys, super active. That literally, sometimes I say to myself, why do I need to go to the gym when I have these boys? Like literally, they help me stay fit, and I don't know, they just bring this light to my life. So I think that's one aspect that I love to talk about, because they're everything, and what else, I love to travel. Okay, I love to travel, and I think of recent, it's the solo travel for me. So yeah, those are like two things you didn't really talk about, which I'm very passionate about. So yeah.
I love it. I love it. Look, even our sister, Miss Marjorie out of the ATL. Yes. Listen, what I did not tell you is how I met this phenomenal lady. I told y'all relationships is everything, right? Well, we're part of a community called the Mom Link. And it's because of the Mom Link in Clubhouse, y'all always hear me say the pandemic, even though it's like everybody's out, we still have these relationships. It just wasn't like, oh, we just did it just because it was pandemic. No, we still have these relationships. I can't see my girl right now, but y'all know how much I travel, so I'll be making a pit stop. And matter of fact, Miss Marjorie like want to go over there to Paris, so maybe y'all can connect and hook up. But with that being said, Miss Marjorie is
Oh,
also
really?
part of the community. And look at her, she's chiming in. She's like, "Hello, Queens," right? So when we say this community is everything, it gives us leverage for people like who are not subject experts in that field. I'm not a subject expert in automation, but I do know this one right here. I should say that one right there, who is. And that's why I reached out and we got together and boom, she was on a Zoom dropping them gems as you saw in the beginning on virtual. And it was like after midnight her time. Just hear me clearly. It was after midnight her time. And she was still on there. And then we got our next queen. Look at all our queens on here. Look at that. Boo boo TC. Yay. So TC is a mom and she loves to travel. And she already got the hype from her energy or her two boys, right? So I would have to venture to say, TC, with your why, as far as you starting your business, getting started in entrepreneurship, they weren't born because they still babies, y'all. They still she got two twins that's still little, but they wasn't there when you started your company. So what actually got you to make this journey and start on this path?
Okay, so, well, I'm not like your regular entrepreneur because I yes, I think I started my first business when at age 12. However, I actually didn't set out to becoming an entrepreneur. That's the truth, right? But you see, I always say that necessity is the queen of innovation, right? I had a backstory. I had an amazing job. Obviously, after like two master's degree, I was actually trying to go for my PhD, so I'll like level up in my career and all of that. And then we started having like this kids issue, and wanted to start a family, and it wasn't just going as smoothly as we wanted to. And so it just dawned on me that girl, you need to like take it, understand what exactly is the goal for you, figure out what exactly you want from life, and put that into the whole idea, or the whole idea behind you living. And it really took me a whole lot, because I was afraid, right? I was afraid because I didn't want to become a liability. I
Mm.
didn't know how easy it was going to be, depending solely. So, like I said, I started my first business at age 12. However, all of these things were like side hustles. So it was not like the real deal. So it wasn't like I was depending on it. Now, saying to myself I was going to depend solely on just business was a fear for me. I was like scared for my life. I'm like, does it not mean I'm going to start becoming a liability and all of that? So it was a whole lot for me. But family, they say, comes first. And I was very intentional and determined to, like, have my babies and all of that. So I got pregnant, and I'm like, you know what, Izzy, you've gotten this one, so you want to put that as top priority. And that was it, right? Like I said, that was my drive. Family was my drive. My kids, because pregnancy was like very tricky. So I didn't want to stand the chance to lose, my pregnancy. So I was like, let me just take a step back and figure out what to do myself. And then the whole idea started off, and trust me, it didn't just start off like, have like, the LLC like you talk about. No, it just started off like, hey, I knew a couple of business owners around me. Let me just help them, because obviously, your skills, your ideas are like inborn. It's in you. You can't stop it. And there's certain things that I can do like while in my sleep. And so I'm like, I can as well just do it for these people. And I started off not charging them. And then I went online, and then I realized that people were actually charging for what I was giving free. And I'm like, girl, this is making money things. So yeah, I guess that was how it started for me. That was how it.
Listen, I'm gonna shout out Miss Ramona. She says, "Hey, sisters." That's another one of our mom link. Sisters. I'm telling you guys, when you show up, they support. That's just the way it is. Entrepreneurship doesn't have to be a lonely journey. We say it all the time, right, TC? But guess
Mhm.
what? If you surround yourself by what positive and people just like you, who is all about that business, then guess you don't have to be alone. You don't got to be alone. And also, as Danette says, beautiful ladies, but also Dr. D, Dr. Andrew, she's like, both of us look amazing. Thank you. But she also says, because she's a business strategist, but she's also all about leadership. And she says, hey, starting a business at 12TC is commendable. Yes, I'm going to give you that. It is very commendable. But I'm over here taking my notes. I know you're a note taker like me. I saw your YouTube. Y'all got to go check out her Instagram, because she be doing her her videos, and she'd be like, y'all, I got my notes. But it's the truth. You want somebody. Note takers are money makers. But this is Women's History Month. So her story is a lot of people's journey, really, that are female, right? Doing education, you're a woman, you're doing your education, two master's degrees. Look, I call her, she was a lifetime student for one part. She was going for her PhD. Y'all know how that go. But then a
My
lot
my mom my mom my mom is a teacher.
there you go. That explains it. So education is in her blood. And then it came to a point, she had her side hustle starting at 12, but she didn't want to be an entrepreneur. That was not her jam. That's not what she was thinking at the time. Education, that's what she was focusing on. But then now, okay, family wise, starting a family and then having the decision based off what's going on in her life. Do I need to work? I don't want a chance, nothing happening. But at the same time, can I do this? Can I be a full time entrepreneur? uh, decisions, and then that fear factor. You said you were afraid, and then you said fear, and and here you are today because I want to make sure everyone understands that fear is nothing but false evidence appearing real. She felt the fear, y'all, but she did it anyway. She felt the fear. She felt it. It's okay. It is okay to feel it. I mean, if you don't, hey, you might be a little inhuman, a little much, but it's okay. Don't let nobody tell you it's not okay because it's only gonna affect you, or you should only allow it to affect you just minimally. And that's what it did. It affected her. She had to make some decisions. Family first. She did that. Got the certificate. Actually, got the degree on it. And then she went and she did full time entrepreneurship, which she is mastering right now. So, hello, people. She just told you a short story of how she became and what now is her why. Now she got those beautiful, handsome little men that she took pictures with on Mother's Day, which just happened in the UK, y'all. Y'all probably like Mother's Day. Yeah, their Mother's Day was last Sunday. And it was her post that I saw that was so cute. She was like, they both were sitting there and she was like, I finally got them to sit still. So that part. So TC, thank you for sharing that because I know that's going to help someone anyway. But at the same time, once you discovered that you could start this journey, that you can start TC Business Solutions, what was the hardest part about actually getting your business started? Once you got past, your own issues, what was the next challenge for you?
I would say like the hardest part, right, was actually starting. So when I mean starting, I think it was the fear for me because I was afraid of what would people think? Where do I start from? Like I was afraid of me, right? So I'm still this kind of person that, once I go in, I'm like go in full, like put all my heart and energy and like in it. And so I was afraid, right? I didn't want a scenario where I had to still leave the kids, that I literally had to stop my job. And because I had like this mindset that entrepreneurship, you have to be like everywhere, you leave the house and all of that. And I'm like, all of that got me so afraid. And really, I was afraid. So, you see, what I started doing because I was afraid was literally sell myself short,
Mm,
right? Because I was afraid, like, I literally started off small. Like, most times when I go out, like, I want to speak to people, I'm like, trying to cut down on my achievements, right? When I would say achievement, because trust me, I have a couple of certifications, right? So I'm like not wanting to talk about it because then it feels like, oh no, she's like, I'll tell you something. I literally had an interview, right? With one of the clients that I was supposed to work with, and we started working together. But then I realized that like she wasn't like, there are so many things that I could do, right? And it was like, yo, like, use me, I can do all of these things. So because she wasn't like giving me what I wanted, I'm like taking it up and I'm like fixing it and all of that. And then when I started seeing what others were doing, I'm like, I spoke to her and she's like, would people accept you? And you see, that got me like crying all throughout the night because it even made me so scared. Because I'm like, because she is like big in the whole entrepreneurship. So I wanted to like work with her to learn and all of that. And so when she said, would people accept me? And I'm like, why? And she was like, saying so many things, you can't move out, the kids, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my Lord. I cried out my eyes, and I can remember I was crying, and the kids were crying, like in their rooms. So I had to quickly run out, and I'm like, something pushed me. I was like, you don't want to let the kids see you this way. And I'm like, try to
mhm,
wash my eyes and try to come out and all of that. And then it dawned on me, and I'm like, what exactly am I doing with myself? Because um trust me, I was afraid. But then my husband was like, if you don't feel good about something, what it means is that you're not supposed to be there. And I said to him, I said, so what do I do? Where do I start from? What exactly do I do? And he said, just start. I'll use the same word he used. He said, babe, start by being you. And I'm
Mm.
like, I was so upset. Like I was so upset because he's like a tech geek, right? And I'm like, what do you know? Like you don't know anything. You just sit on a laptop doing this. I'm like, what? Like I was so upset with him. I left the room so upset. I went into my office. I closed my laptop, and I'm like crying. But that word, like, literally got stuck with me. I know he doesn't know that, but it got stuck with me. So yeah, that's what I did.
Her husband don't know. He fueled the fire underneath her and got her like, what did you just say? Oh, tell a woman what she can do, and she gonna show you what she can do. With all those different things, people telling you da da da, but a husband is different, right? Because that's your ace, right there. Like, but when they say something like that, you're like, husband, I know you wanted to help me, and you did in such a way that it's on right now. It's on. You can't tell me nothing else. Let's go. Let's go. Dr. D says, don't cry over people who don't know what you offer, your greatness and your light. Absolutely. And Miss Phyllis even said while you were talking, fear has affected her in many areas of her business, because when we said earlier that is something that not just your story is going to empower somebody, because we've all been there, and to first acknowledge it is just to say, okay, I receive it, but don't give into it. And Phyllis also says sometimes you have to just step out of your comfort zone, absolutely, to get into your money zone. If what you are trying to achieve is part of your purpose and in your best interest, don't let nothing else deter you, because nothing beats a try but a fail. Like, not even getting started. But you said something key, which was, I got started. I
Yeah.
got started. Look at the net. How dare she? Look, I know she got karma because she got something else coming. But you started, you made the initial step. And that's what a lot of people, TC, do not do. They stop. They just let everybody tell them everything. What you said, children, what you gonna do? The babies they need their mom. We all face that. But now look at you. You are, when I tell y'all, and I'm not just not blowing fluff. I got the vet people, y'all. Y'all know I do. I got to see, are you really about that business? Because people can talk. They can talk all they want. But what are they actions saying? And this young lady's actions at it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning on a Zoom with people she don't even know, that's not directly tied to financially with her, to just help educate them as entrepreneurs in an industry, to help them capitalize and leverage off of their business to be able to be more successful. People don't normally do that. People don't normally do it. Look what Dr. D said. Say it again. But they don't. So that shows her actions of saying her authenticity to actually be there, to support you, is really genuine. So when you go to her site, which I'm about to put in the comments, because y'all know how y'all do. If I put it up here, you be like, I can't click it. I can't click it. So I'm gonna make it clickable so you can see it in the comments on all the platforms, where you can just go straight to her site and you can see everything about her and where she's from, being leads in the United Kingdom. But Miss Courtney even validates. See, don't hear from me. Hear from Miss Courtney. She's talking about TC is one of the most skilled and tenacious women she knows. Hello, somebody. Then you got Dr. D. List. I told TC is a base. So don't take my word for it. She just shared with you, how she got started. Entrepreneurship was actually when she was 12. It wasn't the regular journey because she was a nerd, y'all. I said it nice earlier, but she really was. She was going after her PhD. Then she had a family. Life happened. And then once she made the decision to get started, then all the other people started telling her, her mind was already kind of fearful of getting there, but then she didn't have that. But it was just that one thing that lit that fire. Don't tell me what I can't do. I'm gonna do it because I know from example, and I know some of us always been there. And Phyllis also say, TC, like everyone else says, you're amazing. You're amazing. So now that we're gonna be getting to we got the nitty gritty because y'all know this is real talk with real woman grinding. So we don't do no fluff. She just told us what happened with the husband, and even the husband don't know yet.
He's not watching. He's not watching, and he's hardly on social media. So I can say anything I want to say, and he's not going to know.
Look. Shh, it's our secret. It's our secret. So you guys started. Now for you, TC, currently you're doing very well in your business. But I always like to ask our entrepreneurs, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years in your business?
Um, Officially having two major businesses extra. Um, I want to grow my team. Um, I also want to do more traveling, and I am working on going into real estate, you know, as a side hustle. So that's where I see myself, because my goal actually is to leave so it's not like leave a legacy like you're dead and you're like, oh, that's your legacy. No, like I want to have something I could enjoy now that I'm young with my kids, and we enjoy it together. So yes, that's where I see myself in my happy place.
Listen, y'all heard global expansion, but not only that, she said two more. Like she like, see, don't dream small, don't even think small. You got to go big or you got to go home. One and two, because if your dreams or if your goals don't, make, put some anticipation of can I really do that? Then they ain't big enough. They're not big enough. She just said, okay, I'm gonna expand my team. I'm gonna do two more additional businesses, and on top of that, yeah, I'm gonna be in my happy zone. I'm gonna be traveling like a rock star. Yeah, I told y'all, right? Traveling like a rock star, and in addition to that, I'm adding real estate to my portfolio. Right? Listen, we
Mhm.
have we don't have a plate. I tell people we have a platter, and successful people, billionaires, don't stop being billionaires or just because they arrived at making 7 8 digits, from millionaires to billionaires, they don't stop. No. Oprah, did y'all see Oprah stopping? No, she started out as a talk show host. Then she was in acting. Then she was like, I'm gonna be a producer. Then she was like, man, I'm just gonna have my own show. Then she was like, let me get a magazine. Oh well, let me go and get my own network. Oh, by the way, let me go half in on Weight Watchers. She is not stopping. She has not stopped, and she keeps on going. She's just an example of one of the queens, because it's Women's History Month, right? That in entrepreneurship sets the pace, sets the standard of you keep on achieving, you keep on leveraging, you keep on putting in the money, recycling, using what I should say, using money and profits from one business to profit another business.
Yeah.
One should pay for one, right, TC? Right?
Yeah.
So that's how she's thinking. That's the mentality. That's what it's all about. And listen, Phyllis like, yeah, do it, do it, do it. And of course, you got Phyllis love from Miss Dr. D.
Yes.
World
Hmm.
domination.
Hmm.
World domination. Powerful. I was afraid of me. Yep, those were the words. So listen, everyone that's out there, if you ever had that feeling that of fear, of being afraid, this young lady has too. That's why we do real talk with real women grinding, because we really want to. I really want to show and spotlight women who are in entrepreneurship, who can relate and who can speak intelligently and say, yes, this has happened to me too. And oh yes, I am a mom. And oh yes, I am a wife. I have all of that to go with it, right? So TC, I want to ask you one more thing. What would you do differently when you got started? If there's something you can do something totally different. If you knew what you know now back then, what would you do differently?
So I would just say the truth, right? I think I spent loads and loads of time trying to figure out things myself. So I'm like, this kind of person that's like, I can do this and all of that. But then I realized that there are actually some places that are not just meant for me. But I actually realized all of that like later on because I spent no, I spent so much time trying to figure out things myself. It was hard. Like it was hard because I kept, meeting the wrong people. I kept doing the wrong things and then learning from it. Like I think I learned so much from my own mistakes. I'm like, you know what? Go get help. Because I think it was so crazy because I spent so much time, I just spent so much time trying to figure out things myself. And I feel like if I had, support, help, because the truth is my family, like I am the only entrepreneur in my family.
Mm.
Right now, my husband's family are just tech gigs. Like that's all they do, right? And so when you talk about maybe business and all of that, like they don't. So it's like I'm like on my own, and so I didn't even have anyone to like tell me that maybe you needed help and all of that. So I think that for me would have saved me so much time in like getting to where I am right now. Maybe I would have even gotten to where I am supposed to be in like 5 years time. I don't know, right? If I had done what I was supposed to do. So I think two things for me: get help, right? Don't try to think like you can figure things out yourself unless it's your zone of genius, right? Get help, and as much as possible, um put in that structure, right? That's something else that I didn't do, right? I just felt like, I'll be good. But that, I think that almost messed, no, let me use the right words. That almost stopped so much, even with my kids. So, I said that I was afraid to, maybe I was going to like maybe stop having that time for them. And because I didn't put in that structure and create that system well in time, I was trying to be like everywhere at the same time. And it was like, I was almost going out of my mind.
Mm.
And I was going out of my mind. I was always very stressed. The kids were still there, not because the kids were stressing me out, no, right? But
Mhm.
because I think I was stressed from within, right?
Mhm.
Because I was just, oh Lord, it was a whole lot. So I think those are like the two things, right, that I would say if I'd known earlier, I should have just, gotten those out of the way. That's
Y'all,
what I would say.
TC, you said a whole lot. Phyllis said, "You don't know what you don't know." And hello, Miss Letitia. Thank you for joining us. You don't, but again, I'm glad. TC, you kept the whole real from the beginning. You said, "Hey, I didn't want to be an entrepreneur. I started when I was 12, but that was my jam. I want to be a nerd." And then you was like, "I want to start my family." And then I had all these people telling me all these things and what I couldn't do, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna show you what I can do." And then you were real. The point was, I was about to lose my mind, y'all. Up in here, up in here. I had so many
Yeah.
things going on. And what I did not do was reach out and get some help or take myself out of the way to say, I cannot do certain things and I don't need to be trying to do them. I don't know about y'all. That was my, hey. Scope of genius. Then people talk about, well, what about the money? Listen, you guys, there are some things out there that's free. Like, example, case in point. Did y'all know that college students in they have entrepreneurship programs for small business owners like myself and TC and maybe
True.
you? you can actually go to the school, have a business plan, let them know I am looking for college students with these expectations, and you can work with them to get on, the college students to do internships, which it can be a paid one or it can be one for experience. Dr. D, I'm not sure she's still on there, but she shot me a link to one of the platforms of an agency that actually does it for entrepreneurs, right? You put in, hey, this is what I'm looking for, and they'll try to match you up. So listen, the things that we go
Yeah.
through and we keep it to ourselves, if we keep it to ourselves and we don't reach out to get no help, this is the kind of stuff we putting ourselves through some stuff that we don't even need to. So the question
That's
was,
true.
what would you do differently? And that is what she would do differently. She would reach out more. She would get help
Yeah.
more. It doesn't necessarily have to be paid, but when you reach out, you find out
Mhm.
stuff, different resources that could be done for you without having to pay. TC, it's been great, but I want you to share with the Dr. D. You on there, Dr. D? If you would do me a favor and put that in the comments so people can know. Listen, I'm telling y'all, it takes a tribe. I got a good one too. And with that, Miss TC is a part of my tribe and my vibe. So share with the people what you got going on so we can support you.
Okay, yeah. So I'm excited about this. So I help entrepreneurs, especially online entrepreneurs, launch their yeah, there was. So I help them launch their businesses online, build the funnels, create the system, all of those good stuff with automation. But then, while like doing all of these things, I figured out that there's this gap, with nurturing and building relationship, getting in that sweet spot of your customers, your prospects, your leads. You're like trying to figure out all of these things. And, you need help, you need a method, you need a marketing strategy. Now that's basically where email marketing comes into place. However, I know we know all of these things, but what we don't know is how to leverage on these amazing email marketing strategy, right, to be able to get across to our ideal clients. I'm going to tell you something, Miss Janelle. So 2021, we're in 2023, right? 2021, Instagram, so my Instagram page got hacked, and I was okay, I was out of Instagram for like almost like 9 months counting. And I say this everywhere and anywhere. Email marketing saved my life, right? It literally saved my business because that's basically my life. That's like my everything, right? And because I had email marketing working for me, there was really no need for me to, say I want to stop my business just because I was no longer Instagram, for me anymore. But you see, you need to understand how to do email marketing the right way. And that's why I decided that come 30th this month, 30th March this month on Thursday, I'm literally hosting a hands-on workshop, right? It's the email that converts workshop, how you get to set up your email drip campaign step by step. So I love my workshops because I show you the behind the scene, step by step. Yeah, I'm more like an implementation person. Okay, so I want to show you how it's done so that you can do it yourself. And you see, when we talk about asking for help, when we talk about reaching out for help, these are like little help that you can get so that you don't have to spend so much money, right? So if this is you, you're trying to grow your email list, you're doing email marketing, but it's not working for you, you're not converting, you're not seeing sales, all of that. I'm going to show you how to get it done, right? Step by step. And we're using an amazing demo tool that you want to be a part of. So it's just encompassing, and I can't wait. Okay. So if you want to be a part of it, you can always send me a DM on any of the platforms that we are on, workshop, because that's the only workshop I have for this month, or you can always go to the link. I think we'll drop the link in the chat, and you can always click on the link, right? So whichever way it's fine by me. Yes, make it work for you. Email marketing is amazing.
Absolutely. And you guys, thank you for allowing us to go over time. This has been great conversation. You know, we go with the flow. We go with the flow. But she hit on the nail. The last nugget she dropped to each and one of you guys. She lost her Instagram in November. A lot of people did. A lot of people. Just recently, guess what? The Mom Link community lost over 20,000. I think it was a phenomenal number of followers on Instagram. We don't own Instagram. We don't own Facebook. We don't own TikTok. We don't own LinkedIn. We don't own any of these social media
Mhm.
platforms. So if they go down, if something happens, and all your connections are through those, and you don't have their telephone numbers or their email, how are you going to connect with them? How are you going to talk to them? Oh, you get in Facebook jail? I've been in Facebook jail so many times. Oh my gosh. And you'd be like, why am I, what just happened? You know, it was that kind of stuff. So when that happens to you, and a lot of your conversations is happening to people that you establish relationships, when you send them out a message and be like, hey, can you send me your email or something simple? Have a platform like TC is talking about, a system in place from start to finish that will allow the communications to still go, whether or not they shadow ban or whatever, or whether or not the platform survives. Guess what? This is what that workshop is all about. Remember, work, WORK, shop. Not right shop, work shop. So that's the hint, and the clue. You're gonna be doing some work in the workshop. I'm just saying, people. Listen, take it for what it is. So that's the type of workshop TC is going to be giving. And y'all, oh my gosh, when y'all click on it, and let me just say, automation can be very expensive. It really can. But this young lady, I'll be like, girl, what you giving away? The house, the keys, the Cadillac too? I'm like, but again, that's the kind of woman that she is. And like I said, y'all saw the support that she has. Don't take my word for it. But if you don't have an email marketing list and you are an entrepreneur, you do not want to miss out on this workshop that's happening on March the 30th. Matter of fact, on Monday, when she did the Zoom for me and my people, I did a will for those people who showed up, and they are now blessed to be able to go on and participate in her workshop, right? One was a virtual assistant, right? And was said, hey, I just got a phone call from somebody, giving them ideas on how to launch their business. And she was like, I do need this because now I can share with them this is what they need to launch their business. So again, don't miss out of it. Phyllis is looking forward to it. I know Phyllis definitely need to get on there because she dropped some gems. TC, thank you so much again for your time. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for just being a part of the community, the Mom Link. Thank you for all the support you give to all the members. We love you. We truly appreciate you. And y'all know what I like. We like hearts. We like shares because sharing is what? Caring. We love you guys, and there's absolutely nothing you can do but simply love us back. And with that, we're
That's
going to
true.
do one last thing. PC, can you help me out with this? I want you to raise your hands in the air. Now wave them like you just don't care. Hey, let's go, let's go. Now make an X. Make an X. Now with this right hand, I want you to put it on your left shoulder. With this left hand, I want you to put it on your
Okay.
right. Now give yourself a big old squeeze. Now y'all, TC. Now for you guys, the same thing applies. If no one told you you were loved today, we just told you we love you. If no one giving you a hug today, guess what? We just gave you a hug virtually. So with that being said, stay blessed, stay true to you. It's Thankful Thursday. Remember, it's the little things. It's not always the big things. So count it all joy when it's all said and done. Thank you guys for watching. If you are watching the replay, please do hashtag replay. Give us feedback. We really want to hear from you. If you are a woman and you would love to be featured, you have an organization, a nonprofit, a business, whatever it is, then definitely get in my DM box. I definitely would love to feature you. Got some April slots available, so get in before they fill up. All right, y'all. Take care. Bye bye.